Hello, everyone. You might be asking yourself, why is he sitting on a seat outside the car? Well, that's because the car doesn't have any floors in it. I went to do some interior work and I found out that the floors are no good in this car, and we had to go through and fix them without being able to get the proper floors because this car is a little bit odd, and I didn't want to spend the money, so we're gonna take you through that process right now. It's getting cold out here, and there's some NFL playoff football I gotta watch. Out here working on the floors today. I was supposed to be doing wiring. I got everything all set up, all the wires cut out. I took the carpet out and I realized the floorboards are really, really rough. I knew there were some holes like this in this area. I believe I saw most of this. When I wire wheeled it up, it got a little bit bigger, which it usually does. I didn't notice any of the crap in the back. And then that side over there has got some decent bit of rust. And it's kind of hard to run wires for the wiring harness if you don't have no floors. You got to take the floors out. So I went and ordered some floors. This is a 72 Maverick, and they don't make a ton of stuff for it in terms of replacement body panels. So I found floorboards for I think it's like a late 60s Mustang. And see if I can kind of show this. Pretty much the only difference between these and the new ones I bought in the actual floors, this is the front. This is inverted. Like this line on this one is on this side, which isn't a big deal. I think there's no indent on the transmission tunnel on the car, and then where the structure is for the unibody, there's no bump out, and on this there is. But the good thing is all this structure is really, really, really solid, and I'm just gonna work around this front edge and get this front panel out on both sides, and then this back one, and it's like almost identical, so I should not run any problems. And that extra metal I can pull out from the center of this, I'll actually use to patch the back. I could use normal sheet metal, but I already have that. I'm going to cut it up. Might as well use this. It's got a little more structure with the ridges and whatnot in it. So that's kind of the game plan. I already have everything wire wheeled down, so I kind of have the general idea of what's good and what's not, which a lot of it's not good. But I think I'm going to start working about cutting, probably, I don't know, I was thinking about doing the passenger side because the transmission's a bit funky in this, and I had problems with it. It would go into gear, but it wouldn't drive. And then I flushed it, and it works a lot better, but it still pops pretty hard when you put it into gear. So I wanted to flush it again. The problem was when I flushed it the first time is all the fittings for the transmission are in here. Unless you drop it, they're kind of hard to get to. So now I have some of the floor cut out. I should be able to maybe mess around with some of that, and it's all the fittings are on the passenger side. I was gonna start messing with that. Woo-wee, that took forever. Freaking drilling out these dang spot welds took way longer than I thought. That's only the problem I had. I ended up using the, where is that? The air hammer. Worked really well. I don't like drilling spot welds out. Much easier to use the air hammer. But while being in here, I think you obviously can see, we ran into the fact that some of the main support is gone. And so I cut it out. I made a patch panel for it. We're going to weld that in. And then also, go over here. I have the main floor piece, but, and I figured this might happen. Oh, boom, we got it in. Look at that, it's short. We're missing, 3 or 4 inches. So I also sprayed everything down with the weld through primer, because obviously with overlapping pieces, we need to weld it. There's gonna be bare metal. You don't want bare metal because it'll rust. But I was able to make up some pieces, and boom, that'll solve that problem. And then if I take this out, kind of like a puzzle, what order is what gonna be in? I have that'll spot weld in, and I'll weld it up really nice and good on the sides as well, just to give some more structural rigidity. It's a little bit thicker. It's like 16 gauge to solve that problem. And then I ran oh shoot, bring this back up. Plan is to spot weld everything in, and then the main structure on the car is right under there, and I was able to I drilled some stuff out so I can shoot some spot welds in there. Other than that, the piece fits pretty well. Other than the fact that it's short, I had to, up here in the front, I had to do some manipulating, cut it a little bit so it could flex, and then right in here. And I'm probably going to have to hammer it down a little bit so it sits in where I want it to go. But other than that, it fits pretty flush. And it's pretty much time to weld up. This thing took me way longer than I thought it was going to. I really wasn't thinking about the spot welds, and then the fact that it was short and that the box in there was rotted out ended up taking a lot longer than I wanted to. And that sucks, but we can get this one welded in, and then I'll bounce to probably the other front one because that's the next hardest one. But one thing I want to say really quick is the reason, usually I like to do, if I'm doing one thing, I like to do it all at the same time. But with this being a unibody, if you're cutting the floor out, you don't want to cut all the floor out, obviously, because then the car will shift. I guess you could brace it if you wanted to do that, but that's kind of a pain in the butt. I found if you cut one spot out at a time, like I have, just the front part of the one pan out and not everything else, the car's not going to shift on you. It's going to go back in place. So it's just about being a little bit patient and doing one thing at a time so the car doesn't shift on you. And you don't have to worry about bracing it because the bracing gets in the way and it's annoying. So pretty much now I'm going to go do some welding. I'm excited. Boom, finished the floors. They're looking pretty good. Pretty sturdy, they ain't going anywhere. I welded the, oh shoot, that's blocking the light out. I welded the bottom plate for the support in first, then I welded the actual floor, and then I used that sheet metal that I made up and welded that in the top just to cover the little gap I had up there. Everything looking good. Had to do a little bit of manipulating since the floors aren't 100% the same. And also the fact that I didn't have the floors all the way up here, like I had to bash these in a little bit just so they would line up. And then the down here I had to cut that and hammer it just so it would line up right on the support. And ran the spot welds all the way up through on the main support. Give it as much structural rigidity as possible. It looks pretty good. I painted it. I'm going to end up seam sealing up. I'm going to wait to do everything first. I did change the plan a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do a patch on this one. There's pitting, but I think I use some rust preventative stuff. We shouldn't have a problem. But I got to do that front side. That's the big one. That's what I'm going to work on right now and roll into it. Just spent like a couple hours cutting this out because these dang spot welds are annoying. And I get up to the some of the structural support up there, and it's freaking toast. It's worse than the other side. You got the rust in the bottom, which sucks. It's fixable. That's the cool thing about cars. Everything's pretty much fixable, but it's going to take some more time than the other side. The other side still took long. It was funny. I was cutting this plate out, and then the mouse nest, and I'm like, dang, what is that smell? And the thing was on fire. Good thing I caught it. Nothing bad happened, but that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Hopefully I can get this done sooner rather than later. That's all I got to say. And I got to be careful. There's a fuel line over there, too, which was kind of annoying because some of the side structure on this side was out versus the other side was just the floor. But that's all I got to do right now. Just got the bucket welded in. Had to do up 2 pieces for it. Now I'm pretty much just ready for the floor. And boom, ready? It's in. Boom! It welded itself in. That looks good. Whoever decided to paint it is probably a bozo. It looks like crap. But let's see if this one will weld itself in. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom! It worked again. Let's see if we can do it on this side. Boom! These ones are in now. Now I just gotta... What the heck? Shut up! There we go. One of the last ones left. Ready? Boom! That was a bad throw. There's no way that was gonna work. Boom! Damn, I did it. This car door is getting in the way. Alright, I believe it this time. Boom! Looking good. Now we got the last floor panel to go in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And it's all the way in. We got floors now. Would you look at that? I also lied too. I said that was going to be the last piece, but I forgot I had to do one little one over the tunnel. And what kind of sucks is I just replaced the main brake line that goes from all the way from the front. Oh gosh, damn! There's too much junk over here. I almost just died. But it goes all the way from underneath the transmission tunnel from the front to the back, and I nicked it like right about there, which kind of sucks. So I'll probably just have to cut it there because I don't want to remake the whole line, and I don't think I have enough brake line. But floors are in. I have to. I'm gonna have to. I already cleaned them up a decent, but I'll clean them up a little bit more, vacuum it all out, and then I have some of the rust cutter that I've been using. I'll spray that on the floor, kind of, instead of using a Pour 15, it should hold up just as well. I've had really good experiences with it. It's so much cheaper. Like, to do Pour 15, the whole floor is like $200. I'm sure there's other options, but it's like $20 for this whole thing, and this thing this will cover enough surface area for 10 of these floors. And then I have just some normal Rust-Oleum paint that I'll spray over top, make it look nice and uniform, and then I'll seam seal everything. But yeah, I think that's all I got right now. Just cleaning up the shop a little bit, and this is like 4 square feet of crap. So much metal, so many metal shavings. That was really surprising to me. It's like a freaking cat over here or something. All right, we're gonna see the painted floor and seam sealed floor right about. Boom! Floors are all in. The front, kind of already saw already. Those turned out really well, nice and solid. The back part of the car actually was meant to go right here in the Mustang. I was able to repurpose it for the back, which was perfect because I needed some panels back there. But overall, it turned out really well. Didn't have any real problems. The car is really solid. Looks good. It's all I need to do. I ended up seam sealing it. I don't think it's fully dry yet. I seam sealed it last night. But looks good. It's solid. And that's pretty much it for the bottom of the car. There's still a ton more metalwork to do outside the car. Really there. And then I think the door's got some crap on it. Yeah, up in the front. And then the inside of the hood. But for the most part, we're getting closer and closer on the metalwork side. I think I'm taking a break from this. And we're actually doing wiring in the next video, which isn't fun. Wiring and interior, so we're going to get the inside looking really nice. There's kind of a sneak peek. I already painted the dash a little bit. But turned out good. I'm really happy with it, and kind of time to move on to the next thing in the project.